In the vast expanse of the gaming world, where heroes rise and villains fall, a new adventure awaits. Welcome to the intriguing realm of Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon, a game that brings together puzzle solving and dungeon crawling in a manner in which you've probably not played before. Our hero, the valiant Shovel Knight, takes on a new role as he delves into the depths of challenging puzzles and fights the various knights of the Shovel Knight universe. While the playtime for any given run can be roughly an hour, there are enough unlockables to keep you hooked for several hours to come. This is a puzzle matching game where you attempt to clear enemies in the most efficient manner possible by stacking up several of the same kind and attacking one, which thereby attacks all of the others in the stack. Each enemy has their own health and unique attributes that must be accounted for, such as higher attack, which means you'll receive increased damage when attacking them, significantly higher health pools, forcing you to play around the fact that they're going to be wailing on them for a while, or changing forms after being attacked, forcing you to adjust your strategies accordingly. Every few worlds you'll encounter a boss with their own unique skills, and upon defeating them, you'll be able to play as them in future runs. Each of these characters has their own unique passive that can drastically change the type of run that you will have, ranging from being able to do more damage when attacking from below to transforming into a mech for increased damage. You'll be able to find these in your centralized hub. This hub also grants you access of buying relics that can be used in future runs, buying world skips so that you don't have to start from the very beginning of the world, and a secret garden that upon certain interactions grants you a completely different set of modifiers to play with. Most of these things are purchased with gems. This is the primary currency that you'll obtain within runs to purchase relics at the shops you come across. This will be noted by a blue chest rather than your standard brown chest, and between runs to purchase the aforementioned persistent upgrades. Clearing a large number of enemies as quickly as possible grants you more gems and gets you closer to the end of the level, which can be denoted with the progress bar above. The gameplay can be quite simple, but there's enough items and mechanics to keep you on your toes, especially if you're playing the roguelike mode, where you lose everything upon death. The art style of this game speaks for itself. Given that Shovel Knight is a well-loved indie game, this iteration has not deviated too far from the design that made it famous. In fact, it manages to fit seamlessly into the mobile format. It has a pretty good soundtrack to boot, something else that should not be taken for granted. As previously mentioned, there are several characters you unlock, and playing each one of them actually does feel different, though the core gameplay remains the same. The difficulty is another thing that I actually liked. It managed to hit the right level of difficulty, with the game sometimes feeling brutally punishing, and others making you feel like you just escaped death. Finding the right synergies between items and characters is something that I did not expect this game to nail as well as it did. Given that I think that it's the most important aspect of a roguelike, this is the highest praise that I can give in this department. There are a few minor things that I wanted to touch on that the game could have done better. I want to emphasize that these are minor and that the core gameplay loop is wonderful. That being said, movement does not work in a manner that I would have liked. I don't know what it was, but the on-screen D-pad was a bit finicky and the swipe controls were not as responsive as I would have liked. I ended up playing the game with a wireless keyboard, but I know that this is a luxury that others may not have. Another thing is that while the game is available in both portrait and landscape mode, the two seem to be in conflict with one another. On one hand, the cutscenes that progress the story clearly are intended to be played in landscape, as otherwise they only take up a fraction of the screen, but the actual gameplay, at least in my opinion, is significantly better in portrait mode. This weird mismatch had me turning my phone more than I would have liked during my gameplay time. The last minor gripe was that some of the systems were not super clear, particularly that of unlocking relics for future runs. Initially, I thought I was unlocking them for the current run because I was playing in the roguelike mode, but it only took me a few runs to realize that was not the case. What can I say besides Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon is not a game that I was expecting, but I'm glad I had the opportunity to play it. I clocked in about 4 hours to comfortably complete the game and unlock quite a few of the features. However, I'm well aware that there are several things left to unlock and multiple costumes for each character that I'm missing. A simple design and yet effectively executed makes this a title you won't want to miss. There are some minor issues in terms of design, but overall, you're likely to uncover a treasure trove of enjoyment. So, grab your shovel and start digging. It's available on both the iOS and Google Play Store through a Netflix subscription. If you have any recommendations for me to review, leave them in the comments section below. Otherwise, stay tuned in to Gaming in the Moment.